Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Lifestyle Yoga with Loretta. So today we're going to do the fifth yama, Aparigraha, non-possessiveness. So it's going to be a little bit longer reading. So for your yoga practice today, I would just really recommend getting outside. The sun is shining. It's such a beautiful day. And we'll find a nice, comfortable seated position. Maybe you're laying on your couch this morning listening. It's all good wherever we're at today. So just take the time to breathe in and to really try to connect with the words. Maybe bring some things in from your own life that you can, compare to. So, grab my glasses. How's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful day. It's Friday. Friday fun. And again, we're reading from the Yamas and Niyamas, Exploring Yoga's Ethical Practice by Deborah Adele. Fall deeply in love. Cherish all in your heart. Now open and let go. CL. Aparigraha, non-possessiveness. Aparigraha, or non-possessiveness, can also be interpreted as non-attachment, non-greed, non-clinging, non-grasping, and non-coveting. We can simply think of it as being able to let go. How many times do we do that? How many times have we heard just let go? That's not always the easiest thing to do. So be patient with yourself. The sadhus of India recognize how easy it is to become attached to things of this world. Sadhus don the color orange and take vows to renounce all worldly pleasures in favor of the divine. They spend most of their time in the forests, away from any temptations that might become more interesting to them than their companionship with divinity. How many times do we get attached to things instead of letting God come first? Although this is an extreme example, it shows one way of staying free of the prison of possessiveness. For those of us who choose to stay immersed in the world, loving and living fully without becoming attached is not an easy thing. When we experience the completeness of being loved, the satisfaction of a superb meal, the acknowledgement of work well done, we can easily want to hold on to these moments and never let them go. It is easy to want the same satisfaction and begin to demand the same fulfillment from these things again and again. How often do we do something and come to expect the same result? Isn't that a state of insanity? If we always do the same things, we can always expect the same result. Sometimes we have to go above and beyond that. But it is the nature of things to change, and by failing to let them change or move on, they begin to disappoint us, and our attempts to hold on begin to make us stale and discontent. What we try to possess possesses us. So if you take a moment around in your subtle environment, the space that surrounds you, and just notice maybe what we're clinging to, what we're hanging on to today. Maybe it's something we haven't used yet. We're still clinging on to that, holding on to it. And it's something that we need to let go of to move forward. I say that all the time. I know that Brandy and I are trying to quit drinking coffee again. And that's the first thing I did when I got up this morning was had a cup of coffee. And it's like, but that's okay. Tomorrow might be better. And we have to accept the emotions that come with those times when we are trying to let go. For me, coffee, if you've been watching this channel or if you've known me at all through the years, I love coffee. I love that rush in the morning. So, and I know there's a lot of you guys out there that like the same thing. But we have to accept the challenges that come with that letting go. How do we move through life loving deeply and engaging fully without getting attached? Looking at the inhalation and exhalation of the breath, the timing of the trapeze artists and an ancient practice of catching monkeys can give us glimpses into the ability to let go rather than be attached. The guideline of Aparigraha invites us to let go and to pack lightly for our journey through life, all the while caring deeply and enjoying fully. How would it be if every day that we cared deeply and enjoyed every breath without fear, anxiety, or stress? What if we could trust life like we trust the breath? What if we could take in all the nourishment of the moment and then let it go fully, trusting that more nourishment will come? Just like the breath gives us nourishment, so does life in the form of homes, work, relationships, routines that bring ease, beliefs, stances, and images of ourselves. What image do you have of yourself today? Are you growing, changing, preparing to jump out of the box, maybe trying something new? There is nourishment until we get attached to these things, often unconsciously, and then disturb ourselves with expectations, opinions, criticisms, disappointments, all because we forget to trust life, exhale, and let go. Like the breath, when it is held too long, the things that nourish us can become toxic. So let's take a moment and check in with our breath. Let's take like 3 deep breaths, fill the whole body. And exhale fully, lifting the pelvic floor in and up. Releasing the rib cage down, hugging the heart. Softening the shoulders. Take a pause. Here's that space of all possibility. Deep breath in. Opening the whole body. Keep breathing in, keep breathing in, keep breathing in. Pause and exhale fully, letting it come from the pelvic floor, pushing up. Dropping the rib cage, hugging the heart. Slight pause. Deep breath in. Keep breathing in, keep breathing in. And exhaling fully with that ah sound. That space after the exhalation is that space where we invite new things to come in. When we leave this space that we call this body, this earth, the last thing that we do is exhale and release. It's that breath in is all possibility, all newness. So focus today maybe on your breath a little bit more than what you normally would. Maybe today that's the beginning of a new practice for you. Aparigraha invites us to practice divine play, experience full intimacy and contact with the moment, and then to let go so the next thing can come. It is how our adhikara or competency grows and how we become more who we are capable of becoming. We always need to have new experiences. Jump off that fear shelf, go after it. I have a grand piano that I enjoy playing, but as a Yogaraj, Akala reminds me, when it's time to eat, I don't carry the piano to the dining room. Why would I want all that weight on my shoulders? So the things that we get attached to that possess us, we tend to carry around instead of leaving them in their own room, in their own space. We can come back to that space. When we go out to have new experiences, we don't take all that mind crap with us. Much like the moment when the breath is completely exhaled, and the trapeze artist has a moment when they are suspended in midair. We've all seen the circus. They're hanging there. My understanding is that they have to let go of one bar and wait in midair for the next swinging bar to reach them. If they hold on to the current bar or reach for the next bar, their timing will be off and they will fall. Instead, they must let go fully and be ready for the bar to swinging towards them, trusting the timing of the swing and not their own effort to reach. How many times do we feel like that when we jump out of the box, when we completely leave a part of our life behind and move forward? jumping off. That's what I call that. I've done it a few times, and it's very liberating to let go of your whole past and become the person that you are today. And you can do that in a moment's notice. You don't have to continue to live a life that does not satisfy you or is not making you grow or continues to bring you down. At any moment, we can rise, we can allow the light to come in, we can accept Jesus, God, creator, source, light, whatever that is for you. We all come from the light. The practice of non-clinging is as free as swinging from bar to bar effortlessly, in perfect trust and perfect timing. Any kind of holding too long or grasping too far forward in an effort to maintain a sense of security is deadly to our spiritual growth and the natural unfolding of our lives. Just had a conversation yesterday with a friend who wants to really move forward in life and create something new and find her passion. And we get so stuck on that little word, security. If you're doing what you love, the money will flow to you because it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. When you're happy and you're shining your light at the brightest that you can, things just flow in that direction. We're in the flow of life. When we are shining at our highest vibration, we are in the flow of life. Let go of the banana. I've read this story to you guys so many times, but I'm gonna keep reading it because it's so important, especially about that security aspect. I am fascinated by an ancient process of capturing monkeys in India. Like the breath and the trapeze artist, this process gives us insights into how we stay attached to objects of life and how deadly that can become. In this process of catching monkeys, small cages with narrow bars are made and a banana is placed inside the cage. The monkeys come along, reach in between the bars, and grab the banana. Then the monkeys begin the impossible task of trying to pull the banana through the bars. And here is the amazing thing. In the moment when the monkey catchers come along, the monkeys are totally free. There is nothing keeping them from running off to safety as they hear danger approach. All they have to do is let go of the banana. Instead, they refuse to release the banana and are easily taken into captivity. We see this day in and day out through the last 2 years. Propaganda by the news put out and people clinging to that news station. Let it go. Turn it off. That's not what's going on. Yeah. Bananas for us are anything we expect to give us the same fulfillment the second and third time. When we expect our spouse to make us feel good like they did the evening before, or when we expect a dinner out to satisfy us like it did the last time, or when we expect to be appreciated like we were yesterday. Indeed, anytime we want the same feel-good results, we are holding on to the banana. Our expectations keep us captive and often disgruntled. It's not somebody else's job to make us feel good. We allow the light to move in. That's what illuminates us. Keep that in mind. The breath. Hanging out there in the middle of the trapeze. Trusting. Acknowledging the light. The image of the monkey holding on to the banana is real for those of us captured in our attachments. Indeed, nothing is holding us. We, like the monkeys, are totally free. Instead, we choose to hold on, choosing our attachments and our greed rather than our freedom. To choose freedom, we simply need to let go of the banana. Turn the TV off. Instead, we create our own prison of captivity. What we hold begins to hold us. As illustrated in the following example, captivity can also be an image of ourself that we insist on holding. What we possess possesses us. Anything we cling to creates a maintenance problem for us. Anything we cling to creates a maintenance problem for us. This is why it's so important to always be truthful, to be present, to be in the moment. The material items that we hoard, collect, buy because they are on sale, or take because they are free, all take up space and demand our attention. Clean those closets. Storage boxes and shed become an easy way to fool ourselves. Subtle attachments come in the form of our images and beliefs about ourselves, about how life should be, about how others should be. These images keep us in bondage to our own learning and growth. Clutter in our physical space blocks our ability to physically move, while clutter in our minds blocks our freedom to expand and have space for the next thing life wants to bring us. What kind of clutter are you keeping in your mind from last year, from yesterday? I used to be the number one person at doing this. And it's like, when you get clear, it's like you just don't allow people to take up space in your head anymore. Onward, upward, forward, wherever that's at. The word attachment can be traced to a root word that means to nail. To nail. Attachments are like nailing ourselves to our need for someone or something to continue to be the same and to always be there for us in the same way. We all grow, we all change every day. We never stand in the same stream twice. We're in the flow of life. Jump in. When we nail ourselves to our needs for others, to our feelings, our roles, our agendas, our pleasures, our identities, we become more like rats in a maze than free human beings. What if we woke up every morning and took nothing with us? What if that was the whole point? What if we unpacked our way to God? Unpacked our way to freedom? Unpacked our way to being? And yet we seem to put more into our already full suitcases as the day wears on, and we add some disappointments and maybe a little anger mixed with some frustration to our already heavy load. This craziness we do to ourselves is as silly as if we carried a heavy load of bricks around all day and continued to add more to our pile. And I see this a lot in the pain body and people that come in. If we just let go of that load of bricks, it takes so much weight off the low back, takes so much weight off the shoulders, and it takes so much weight off the mind. Pack light for the journey. My granddaughter reminded me, strip yourself to raw nakedness and vulnerability, the yogis teach us. This is the invitation of non-possessiveness. Are we up to the unpacking? Non-attachment does not mean that we don't care or that we somehow shut ourselves off from the pleasures and joy of life and each other. In fact, non-attachment frees us up to be immersed in appreciation of life and one another. We are asked to let go of the clinging to the thing, not the enjoyment of the thing itself. Letting go of the ownership opens us up to full engagement with what is set before us in the present moment. It's hard to listen to somebody on a deeper level when we're stuck in our own minds and we're still replaying a scenario from hours ago, from our morning. Maybe we had a fight with our spouse or our child, and we keep playing that instead of listening to the person in front of us. It's doing medical massage has really opened my eyes to that. To be totally present for an hour with somebody on the table is to completely shut down my own mind. Sometimes if somebody's healing, it's like I have to go inside. That means there can't be anything coming from my mind, any preconceived messages, or it's all got to be driven by the light. I'm so thankful every day for the things that I get to do. It just allows more light, love, even more abundance to come into my life. So, and we all have those times when we're not perfect. I do too. I still replay shit in my brain. And yes, I said the S word. But it's, every day we get better, we get better, we get better, we get better. Not that it was bad. We just grow. We find new space to let the light in. Life becomes a banquet, and we are free to feast. Like the breath, we are invited to breathe in deeply, enjoying the fullness of the inhalation, and then to let go just as deeply and fully, enjoying the release of the exhale. The fewer attachments we carry with us, the more we are free to enjoy and engage, live every moment before us to the fullest. The more breath we let go of, the more room there is in our body for the fullness of the next inhalation. Hug the heart on that exhalation. The more we generously share and give away, the more expansive and light we become. The journey of life is towards freedom. A bird cannot hold its perch and fly. Neither can we grasp anything and be free. Practicing constant generosity and unfailing trust will keep our greed in check and keep us open to life's unfolding. What wants to come to us is so great, and what we hold on to is often so small. Like the trapeze artists, are we willing to suspend in mid-air in total trust of the timing and of a future that is greater than the one we are holding on to? And I'll just share a little story with you. Probably the first time I jumped off and into the unknown was when I went back to college, and I owned a little house in Enterprise, and my son was 12. And I just was so sick of the life that I was living and going nowhere. And that's really what builds up, is when you get so tired of the life that you're living, that you're not in the light, that you just need more light, love, even more abundance to come into your life in one way or the other. That you want to be a better mother, a better father, a better spouse, a better partner, whatever that is. When you just get so sick and tired of the life that you're living, you jump. Sold everything I owned, left in a Ford Festiva. And if you know what a Ford Festiva is, you know that there wasn't much room in there. And it was the best decision I ever made. It was scarier than hell, but I did it anyway, because I was so sick and tired of clinging to this life that was going nowhere. So if you're thinking about jumping off, or you feel like you don't have the security in place to do it, that's the perfect time to do it, because you're tired, you're sick of living the life that you're at right now. Anybody can do it. It doesn't have to be that drastic, but it can be. Would be like selling everything you own and becoming an expat and going to live in Costa Rica. Maybe you're going to open a bed and breakfast there. Anything's possible. You can do anything. Let the light in. So this week, look at the physical things you have surrounded yourself with. Do these things make you feel free and light, or do they have a hold on you and make you feel heavy? Remember, what you cling to clings to you. Experience the difference between enjoyment and attachment. If you're not finding enjoyment or feeling that from the things that surround you, maybe it's time to get rid of those things. Maybe recycle and allow somebody else the ability to enjoy that. Maybe they haven't had those things before. Thanks for hanging out today. Again, that was Aparigraha, the fifth yama. Next week, we'll move into the niyamas. So we want to check that out. Definitely get outside, get some movement in your body. Today, I did the rebounder this morning, trying to get the fascia moving in my back, working towards finding new ways to release pain. Keep breathing, keep moving forward, keep loving your life. Let the light in for even more love, light, and even more abundance today. Nice. Let's finish with a deep breath up. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Exhale to the heart. Anjali Mudra. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Peace, you guys. Take care. Have a great weekend. Get outside.